A warm welcome to you, and thank you always for joining us on the program. Now, a court of appeal in Tunisia has rejected a fresh request to release presidential candidate Nabil Karoui, according to his lawyers. The ruling on Tuesday came less than 2 weeks before the second round of voting, which will see the media magnate compete with the 61-year-old retired law professor Kais Saied on October 13. A leader in Karoui's Kal Tunis party, Osama Khalifi, told local media, quote, "We don't doubt justice, but this catastrophe and carried continues and threatens the democratic process," end of quote. Karoui, who has been under investigation since 2017 for money laundering and tax evasion, was placed in pre-trial detention on August 23rd, and subsequent applications to free him have been declined.
Nabil Karoui was arrested 10 days before campaigns began. This obviously raised questions, even though his candidature has been validated by the Independent High Electoral Commission. With 15.58% of the votes, Nabil Karoui came in second place in the first round held on September 15th. He is expected to face lawyer Kais Saied on 13th October. Under what conditions will this second round take place? Hanan Zabis, an investigative journalist, joins us from Tunis, the Tunisian capital, this morning. Hanan Zabis, good morning. Nabil Karoui remains in prison and will not be able to run his campaign for the second round of the presidential election. Does this not affect the final outcome of this election? Absolutely, because with the court's refusal towards the release, Nabil Karoui, there are more and more rumors that there is the possibility, if ever the second round of elections take place without him being released, that there will be a questioning of the results of the second round. And the electoral body has already expressed its fear that there will be people coming, especially Nabil Karoui and his party, to question possibly after the announcement of the results of the shortlist. These results on the basis that there was no level playing field for the two candidates during the election to conduct their presidential campaign.
En se basant sur le fait qu'il n'y a pas eu des conditions équitables pour les deux candidats aux élections de mener leur campagne présidentielle.
You speak about fairness. In this regard, Nabil Karoui announced that he will lodge an appeal for for unequal opportunities in a case of a defeat. In case of a defeat in the second round, should we fear that this election could lead to some democratic chaos or some post-election conflict in Tunisia?
Absolutely. All the fear is there. The electoral body, as I just said, has expressed its fear, but can't do nothing. Everything is in the hands of justice. The justice system continues to refuse all requests for release of from Karoui's lawyers. For the sake of justice, the trial must continue even if Nabil Karoui is in pre-trial detention. But on the other hand, it could also undermine the transparency and credibility of this electoral process. So there is a great fear, as the electoral body itself has expressed, that many people in the political class are expressing themselves. But there is nothing to do as long as justice insists on continuing the judicial process and not releasing it. It is very likely that the second round will be held without the presence of Mr. Karoui.
Il est très probable que le deuxième tour se tiendra sans la présence de M. Karoui.
Finally, Hanan, what would happen if Nabil Karoui won this election? Normally, the President of the Republic by law enjoys judicial immunity, so he will be acquitted until he finishes his term as president. It is enshrined in Tunisian law. So how would the electoral body react if he won the second round? That would embarrass the electoral body, the justice system, and the whole political class. But what is certain is that the law allows the candidate, if he wins the election, to enjoy immunity. So in that case, he will have to be released.
Donc dans ce cas, il sera obligatoirement relâché.
This would really be an unprecedented case indeed. We will see how the campaign for this second round will proceed. In the meantime, Hanan, thank you for joining us this morning. Hanan Zibes is investigative journalist in Tunisia from Tunis, the capital.